Right now, somewhere on this earth, a soccer match is on. 22 people on grass, wearing the same gear, hunting the same ball. If you do not know what to watch, that is all it is. Guys running, a ball bouncing, goals scoring for vague reasons. But you're really seeing a complex system of human teamwork. Every guy works inside an unseen grid built over 150 years. They each have a role, a zone, a task guiding every run. The reason most people struggle to follow soccer isn't because the sport is hard. It's because nobody ever handed them the blueprint. This is every position in soccer, what it actually does, and why the modern game has bent each one into something almost unrecognizable. Teams have 11 guys. They form 4 layers: goalie, guards, middlemen, attackers. Sounds simple. It is not. Those layers split into exact tasks, and each shifted wildly in 20 years. Let us start at the back. The goalie is the lone guy cleared to hold the ball. That rule makes this role wildly unlike the rest. The keeper stands between posts 8 yards wide, 8 feet tall. Their task is to block the ball. But most fans miss this truth. Today's goalie hardly looks like the old one. Years ago, keepers stayed back. They waited for shots. They reacted. That was the job. Then Manuel Neuer at Bayern Munich changed it all. He pushed far up to act like a guard wearing gloves. TV called him a sweeper keeper, patrolling space like a field guy. He stopped shots. He sparked fast attacks. He took passes under heat and moved the ball well. Before Neuer, goalies were the end wall. After him, they start every push. The whole role was redrawn in one age. Right before the goalie stand the center backs. Most teams play 2. Their main task is to block rival strikers from getting goals. They take headers, hit tackles, read the match 3 passes early, and order every man ahead of them. But this fact shocks fans. The best center backs ever do not hit the most tackles. They make the fewest. Virgil van Dijk at Liverpool became Earth's top guard, not by raw force, but by standing so perfectly that threats rarely reached him. He made guarding look totally dull. In this role, dull is the highest praise you can get. Outside the center backs sit the fullbacks. Left and right. No role in soccer was rebuilt more deeply in 30 years. Fullbacks used to hold the easiest task on the field. Stay wide. Guard your edge. Never run up unless you truly must. They were often the least skilled guys on the team. Nobody paid for a ticket to watch a left back. Then Pep Guardiola stepped in. Leading Barcelona and later Manchester City, he turned fullbacks into vital scoring weapons. His wide men did not just sprint up and down the lines. Some cut into the middle, acting as bonus core players when the squad had the ball. Dani Alves, Philipp Lahm, João Cancelo. These players fully rewrote what it means to play on the back edge. A new fullback runs more grass than nearly anyone else, hitting 12 or 13 kilometers in one match. They block, they attack, they cross, they build. The spot went from a boring chore to the most brutal physical job in pro sports. Next, we step into the middle, where the setup gets cool. The lowest middleman is the back midfielder, named the number 6 or the holding man. This might be the most vital spot on the pitch that normal fans miss. The back midfielder stands ahead of the defense and rules the gap. They cut passes, smash attacks, and reuse the ball when paths close. They set the speed of the match. When this guy struggles, the squad breaks down. It is like taking a main wall out of a house. Everything above falls down. Sergio Busquets held this job for Barcelona for 15 years. Experts shared a famous quote. You view the match, you miss Busquets. You track Busquets, you view the match. That is the core of the role. Unseen to the fan, basic to all. Ahead of the 6, you meet the center middlemen. The 8s, these are the motors of the team. They link the back to the front. They run the ball up under heat. They arrive late into the box to net goals nobody saw coming. They drop back, push, and build. The number 8 must do all tasks well, making the most total players. Kevin De Bruyne could hit a 60-yard pass and score from 30. N'Golo Kanté could run more ground than 2 men paired. Luka Modric could guide the beat with one touch. Same spot, wildly different traits. That is the middle magic. Just behind the top guys sat the most famous man on the field, the number 10. The setup guy? The one who saw lanes nobody else spotted. Pelé, Maradona, Zidane, Ronaldinho, all 10s. They played in a gap named the hole, the tight zone between the rival middle and back line, turning it into art. For decades, the 10 was the top-rated spot. But here is the harsh truth. The old number 10 is dying. New guard setups crushed the room where these men lived. Teams press so hard that a guy who only builds and never runs is a toy nobody can keep. Players who still wear the 10 shirt, like Jude Bellingham, now act as a builder and a runner at once. The pure lazy star waiting for a spark is mostly gone. Out on the sides, past the wide backs, you find the wingers left and right. Their task is to pull the defense wide, opening room inside for the rest. Old wingers hugged the chalk line on their normal side. Right foot right, left foot left. They sprinted at guards and hit balls into the box. The new game flipped this fully. Today, top wingers play on their wrong side. A left-footed guy on the right edge, cutting onto their strong foot, shooting instead of passing. Mohamed Salah, Arjen Robben, Lionel Messi in his later years, all flipped wingers. They score goals that used to belong just to strikers. This single switch stands as a massive change in 21st century soccer. At the very top of the setup sits the striker. The number 9. The goal scorer. The one name normal fans always know. The striker task is the most simple in the sport and the most brutal. Hit the net. Everything else comes second. Robert Lewandowski hit over 600 career goals by ruling a space no bigger than a room. Erling Haaland can fade for 89 minutes, touch the ball once, score, and win the match. The best strikers in history don't need 10 looks, they need one. Then comes the role that broke the whole system, the false 9. A striker who isn't really a striker? Rather than staying high and central, where a 9 must live. The false 9 drops deep into the middle, pulling the center backs up and leaving a giant hole behind them that nobody knows how to guard. Guardiola used this in 2009 when he shifted Messi into the false 9 spot against Real Madrid. Barcelona won 6-2. The guarding squad had no answers because the room where the striker belonged was empty. Nobody stood where they were meant to be. The map broke. The false 9 isn't just a spot, it's a mindset. The thought that where you aren't can be more deadly than where you are. And that is what nobody tells new fans about soccer spots. The setup you view on a screen before kickoff, the 4-3-3, the 4-4-2, those are just starting points. The second the whistle sounds, it moves. Wide backs turn into middle men. Middle men turn into wingers. Strikers drop so deep they act like guards. The numbers on the graphic are a language, not a cage. They show where you start, not where you finish. Once you learn that code, you stop seeing 22 guys chasing a ball. You start seeing the bones, the shapes, the unseen grid under every pass and every step. That is the moment soccer stops being chaos and acts as the most complex team sport ever built. You always watched the same game, you just lacked the guide. Now you have it. If you watched until here, you now view the game unlike 90% of fans. If you want more deep looks like this, hit subscribe. I am building the most complete soccer guide on YouTube, and the next video goes even deeper. I will see you there.